Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Okay. You probably can't speak. Let me try and unmute you. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Oh yeah, I can just about hear you.
it says, yeah, a little flash came up. It said unmuted by
Yeah. I did that. Yeah, but you're still quite quiet. Your microphone's not very good. Okay, I'm going to mute you again. I'm going to just put the slide on, okay?
yes,
And I'll start in about 10 minutes. Yeah.
in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Okay. All right. See you. I'll speak to you later. Bye.
See you later. Bye.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the lesson. And hello, I'm going to mute you all, if that's okay. But do put your videos on if you've got video. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, muted. Muted. Oh, no, you're not muted. Hang on. Muted. Power. Right. So if you've got video, put your video on. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Dottie Oxford. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Yvonne. Good morning, Abby.
Hi.
Hi. How are you, Debbie?
I'm okay.
Yeah. I saw your photos. Very nice.
Of my prison cell?
No, you took some photos from outside, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Don't get arrested.
Lucky I was late yesterday. I lost track of time.
Yeah. Okay, I think we're going to begin. So, well, no, hang on, let's give it 2 or 3 minutes just to see if anyone else shows up. There's few people said they might, but you know what it's like. Busy lives. So let's give it. I'll give it about 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, then we'll start. Yeah. So hopefully that'll be okay. And hold on. Oh. Right. Suddenly I've lost. Oh, I lost. Oh, there we go. Can you see the? Can you see the slides?
Not right now.
Not right now. Okay, so that's why I need to share the screen. So you haven't been able to see the slides at all. That would explain it then.
Saw them at the beginning.
You saw them at the beginning, yeah. Then I switched them off and forgot to switch them back on again. Hang on a second. There we go. That should be okay, hopefully. Yeah, that's better. And get this up as well. Okay, perfect. We're good. So I think we shall begin. So how are you all doing? If you've done, hang on, I can't see you now. Let me see if I can see you. Oh yeah, now I can see you. So if you've done all your homework and done lots of revision of vocab, then give a little sign. Put your hand, do a wave or a clap. And if you've done nothing, why not? Oh, clap. Well done. Very good. Very good. No. Oh, boo. Okay, well, never mind, because we're going to continue today, and we've got another couple of little stories to consolidate. There's George. Hang on, let me just let George in. Good morning, George. I hope you're well. And let me see who I can see. Okay, good. So we have a nice group of people here. So I think we shall begin. George, I'm just going to mute you, I think. No, yeah, you are muted. Everyone's muted. That's good. Okay, so a couple of people have done a bit of homework. Some people haven't. If you missed the last one on Tuesday, then basically today is going to be a little bit of consolidation of some of the things we looked at on Tuesday, plus a little bit more, especially around vocab. And so that'll be a good thing. So what I'm going to do first of all, just to test your memory, is we're going to do a little exercise where you can guide me either through messaging or or Money Heist. Somebody's told me Money Heist season 4 is on. I haven't even seen season 1. So you can either send me a message or you can speak, and I'm going to try to share with you. I'm going to stop sharing there, and I'm going to share another screen, which is from the Cambridge Latin Course website. And if you remember last time, I told you that nouns are divided into different groups. Actually, there are 5 of them, but in the beginning when we learned Latin, just look at 3 really. And these groups are what are known as declensions. Okay, so declension is basically a family grouping of nouns, and basically the purpose of knowing them is that all of the noun endings for those declensions end the same. So it makes it really easy to learn all the endings of nouns. The first declension, generally speaking, are masculine nouns. Okay, just like in French and other languages, nouns can be masculine or feminine or neuter, in fact. Second declension, nouns are all feminine, and third declension nouns all tend to be masculine. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at all these words down here, and you can tell me where you think they fit. I did mention it last time, see what you can remember. So tell me, somebody push spacebar and tell me where tell me one of those nouns and where you think it goes. Oh, somebody's written something.
Dominus in the first.
Dominus goes in the first. Okay, fantastic. Dominus is in the first one. Yep. And someone wrote a message. I can't see it. Oh no. Dominus is in the first one. Oh, we did do it last time, Debbie. You just didn't remember. I think you switched off. So Dominus. So if you know that Dominus is in the first one, Servus is in the first one as well. Yeah, excellent. So there's a little clue for you, because Dominus and Amicus is first as well. Very good. Any others? Do you know? Can you think? Okay, let's have a look at the second declension then. Either tell me or write, either speak or write. Kulina. Kulina is the second declension. Very good. What else could be in the second declension? Ankila. Excellent. And Taberna. Very good. And what do we think about the other three? Shall I give you a clue? They all go in the third declension. Absolutely. Well done, Eleanor. All go in the third declension. And it's not a trap. It's true. It's really true. So basically, what that means is that the third declension, you can see it's a little bit different to the first and second, because the endings in the nominative, in the subject, the nominative, if you remember that, the endings can be different, but after that they sort of follow the same pattern, as we will see later on. Okay, but just for now, you know that those are three declensions. Okay, and as you learn nouns, it's really good just to learn which declension they are, so that it helps you to work out which endings we can see. Right, I'm going to stop that, and we're going to come back to have a look at sharing the screen again, and back to our PowerPoint, and we are going to have a look at a story. Okay, so this is Lectio 3 or 3, and we're just going to test a bit of your vocabulary from last time, look at a bit of new vocabulary, and then we're going to look at a couple of stories today. Okay, so that's the plan. So this is a test of either shouting out, shouting out, or writing down, except I can't see, can you see that, by the way?
See what?
Can you see a PowerPoint?
I see you.
Oh, bother. Okay, I've got it wrong then. Hang on. Let me share my screen again. I thought I'd done it. Okay. Can you see it now? Yeah, great. Okay, so what's that mean? Who can remember? You can either write...
Merchant.
Merchant, a merchant, very good. Mercator. And what about this? Banker, very good. And this one? Oh. Enter, excellent. We didn't see it exactly in that order last week, but basically it's the way that the word would be written in the dictionary, because if you remember, in dictionaries, they always put down the first person singular present tense, and that's how it would look. Intro means I enter. Okay, intro, I enter. Okay, What about this?
I lie down.
I lie down. Very good. I lie down, which I imagine a lot of us have been doing in front of Netflix in the last week or two. Okay, what about this one? Anybody remember that? Sing, yes. Well done, Eleanor. Sing. And Parwo.
Peacock.
Peacock, very good. I was trying to trick you and make you think it was a verb. It's not a verb. That one's a noun, so it's peacock. And Ankyla?
Girl slave.
A girl slave. And what declension is Ankyla?
Second.
Second, very good. And finally,
Sleep.
sleep, very good. Sleep. Dormo, it's not bedroom, it's sleep. It's a verb, that one. Okay, so here's some new vocab, which we're going to be looking at in the next couple of stories we'll be seeing. So have a look at this. So we've been learning lots of vocabulary. Yeah, I hope you notice your vocab's increasing and increasing every lesson. That's the idea. So pictor, pictor. Do you want to repeat it? Pictor. Very good. Oh, I'm good at lip reading. It's good. Pictor. Anybody know what that might mean?
Picture.
Close. Very close. Artist. Yes, it is an artist or a painter. Yeah, a pictor is a painter. And that's where we get obviously the word picture from. And I was thinking of another word as well. Bullfighter, yeah. No, can't think. There was another word I could think of as well. Can't remember it. Janua. We did see that briefly last time. It's a
Entrance door.
an entrance door. Very good. That's an entrance door, and that's where we get the word January from. Okay, because it's a new openings. New openings. Okay. Next one is Duko.
Wall.
Again, sorry.
Wall.
Not wall. No. This is a verb. I do something.
Duck.
Not duck. I don't duck. I quack. No, it's I lead. To lead, okay, and like that's where we get the word induct from, for example, which means to lead in, or duke. That's where the word duke comes from. Okay, so duco, very, very common word in Latin, because obviously there's lots of war language, not that we're going to look at very much, but duco is a leader. Pingo, and it's not a penguin. Not a penguin, but pingo is, any guesses? If I give you a clue that it's connected to pictor.
To draw.
To close, to paint. To paint, okay? So I paint is pingo, and ambulo.
To walk.
To walk, very good, yeah. So that's where we get the word ambulant from. Ambulatory, I think. Perambulator, because it means that you walk a baby around. Yeah, so weirdly, the word pram kind of comes from that, if you think about it, a bit convolutedly. And ambulance as well comes from that. Ambulatory, yes, exactly. So that's to walk. Tonsor. It's not tonsils. Hairdresser, very good. What's the word that made you think of that, Abby?
Sorry, that's one of the few things I remember from Asterix cartoons.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, there is a word tonsorial, I think, which means something to do with hairdressing. Tonsorial, but I'm not too sure what it is. Look it up, but that's a hairdresser. Yeah. This one, I don't think you're going to know this one, so I shall tell you. Winalikius is a slave dealer. Slave dealer, yeah. Otherwise known as Amazon recruitment team. Venalicius. Okay, and finally, Eke.
Great.
Not correct. No.
I know it comes in that phrase "ecce homo," but I can't think what that means.
Yeah, yeah. I'll give you a clue. Eke.
Look.
Look. Yeah, it means look. See. Look. Look over there. Eke. Yeah. So that's what that means. Okay, perfect. So we've got a little bit of new vocabulary, and we're gonna get cracking into a story now, and we'll have a little look at it, and a bit of grammar practice and a bit of translation practice, and then we'll look at another story. Okay, and that will, I think, take us through today. Hopefully, I'm not really timing it to the minute, as you can probably tell, but hopefully that will be something new for us all to learn. So here's our story. It's on a couple of pages. And before we get into the story, I need to, I don't want to hide your faces too much, but I'll hide them a bit. And do we still have George here? You still here, George? Oh no, maybe not. He came and he went. So what I would like you to do is if you can find at the top of the page, you just scroll up to the top, look at annotate, and find yourself under annotate a stamp, which you can choose either a tick or a heart or a star, something like this. You could do something like this, okay? And then stamp the page. So you should all be able to do that. If you can remember, yeah, perfect. So I'll clear all the drawings. And what I would like you to do is all of you try to stamp, hang on, I haven't told you what to do yet. All of you, I would like you to stamp all the verbs on that page, all the verbs. Okay, est, very good. Numerat, very good. Ambulat, very good. But yeah, ambulat's good. Est, circumspectat, salutat. Yeah, there's one more. Agit, yeah. So est, agit, est again, numerat, circumspectat, ambulat, salutat, ecce, yeah, and est. Not negotium, that's a noun, and not pecuniam, that's a noun too. Okay, let's just clear that. All drawings. Now, what I'd like you to do is I would like you to put a star or a sign or something against every noun which is an accusative, the object of the sentence. Every noun which is an accusative. Okay. Oh no, most of those are wrong. Most of those are wrong. So let me tell you what they are, and I'm going to do it with a heart. Okay, so don't do any hearts. I will do the hearts. So except I can't. What's happened? Right, looks like nothing. Oh, here we go. Right, all the hearts except my mouse is frozen. This keeps happening to me. Can't do it. Okay, no, sorry, I can't do it because my mouse keeps freezing on me. So the correct answers are negotium, pecuniam, and forum, and caecilium. So if you remember that an accusative, when it's singular, almost always finishes with m. Okay. Wila is not an accusative. It's actually something called the ablative, but we're not going to look at that until much later. And then the other ones which you've noted aren't. So arcatarius is a nominative, not an accusative. It's the subject of the sentence. Okay, I'm going to try and clear this, except I can't because Abby, help me. Why is my mouse sticking? Oh, I've done it, but my mouse is just disappearing. Don't know. Anyway, hopefully it will come back. This is really annoying if the mouse keeps doing this. Before next time, I'm going to attempt to learn how to use my iPad for this because I've been told it's really good. Okay, so I'm going to just close something. Generally means my system, but I can't even see what you said because my mouse isn't working. and it's on off the edge of the page. Right. Right, let's try again. Generally means what? Generally means my system is struggling a bit. It's telling me it's struggling a bit. My fault having an old computer. Right, let's try again. Okay, cool. So Caecilius non est in vila. You can repeat after me, okay, in your own time. Caecilius non est in vila. Oh, by the way, it's called in foro. In foro. Like, what's the title mean? In foro. Anybody?
At the market.
At the market, yeah, in the forum. So any of you who remembers Frankie Howard and a funny thing happened on the way to the forum, then that's where we know this word from. In foro, in the market. Okay, so Caecilius non est in vila. Caecilius in foro negotium agit. Caecilius est agentarius. Agentarius pecuniam numerat. Caecilius forum circumspectat. Ecce, pictor in foro ambulat. Pictor est celer. Celer Caecilium salutat. And I've noticed I've made a few mistakes there with, it's actually my computer that's turned things into capital letters, which they shouldn't be. So pictor shouldn't be a capital letter, nor should salutat, because only proper nouns are capital letters. So here we go. So it's all about in the forum. So if you know a little bit about ancient Rome and ancient Pompeii, forum was a really busy, bustly place where they used to do lots of business. Not just a market, it would have been a market, but it would also have been where people just met to hang out and do business, especially in the mornings, because it was cooler in the mornings, and then in the afternoon they'd tend after lunch to go off to the baths and meet and do business in the Roman baths. So the forum would be where they go in the morning to hang out and meet and do business. And if you ever go to Pompeii, you can visit the forum. It's pretty big, and so it would have. You can just imagine being there, how bustly and interesting it would have all been for people just to go and meet and hang out. So here we go. Caecilius, who we know was a business person. Here we go. Non est in vila. I think that's pretty obvious, isn't it? He's not in his
Home.
home. Okay. And someone has just messaged me. Chat. Yeah, very good. Okay, so not at home, and sorry. Okay. Caecilius in foro negotium agit. So what's he doing, do you think, in the forum?
Negotiating.
He's negotiating. Yeah, he's doing business. Okay, so negotium really means business, but that's obviously where we get the word negotiate from. And agit literally just means do or carrying out. It's carrying out business. That's where we get the word act from. Okay.
What about agitate?
Agitate, yeah. So it just basically means doing, basically. So negotium ad agit means to do business. So Caecilius est agentarius, we remember from last time. Yeah, he's a banker. No, he is a banker. Not with the banker, he is a banker. And agentarius pecuniam numerat.
Counts money.
Counts his money, yeah. So Caecilius forum circumspectat.
He looks around the market.
He's looking around the market, and ecce pictor in foro ambulat. So remember who's walking around the forum?
The painter.
The painter. And pictor et celer, which is his name, and celer Caecilium salutat. Yeah, celer is his name, but celer is also a word in Latin which means quickly. Yeah, quickly. So I don't know why they called him quickly, but they did. And also, if you go to, I don't know why they chose a pictor for this this story, but if you do go to Pompeii, there are some amazing paintings that have been really, really well preserved. All sorts of things on the walls of houses inside. So they used to
The brothel.
Inside, sorry.
In the brothel.
Yeah, in the brothel, but everywhere, even in people's houses. Yeah, so there's paintings all over the place, and they're really intricate and delicate and really nice. Lots of pictures of sort of nature and birds and people and stuff like that. So painting was obviously a real art for Pompeii, probably everywhere, but we definitely know that there was lots of painting in Pompeii. Okay, next. Okay, tonsor quoque est in foro. Tonsor est Pantagatus, Caecilius tonsorem videt. Salve, Caecilius tonsorem salutat. Salve, Pantagatus respondet. Ecce, Venalicius forum intrat, Venalicius est Cefax. So, there we go. This is what's going on in the forum. So it's a very bustly place. So what I want you to do, rather than translate this now, I want you to put a star against the two different professions that we can see there. Yep, excellent. And tonsor being, again, a
Hairdresser.
hairdresser, yeah. And Venalicius is the
Slave dealer.
slave dealer, absolutely. Oops. Can you still see the screen?
No.
Sorry. Share the screen again. Okay. So Venalicius is the slave dealer. Okay. So I think that should be all okay, isn't it? Has anyone got any questions about any of that? Because I think now you'll kind of, we don't need to translate it word for word, do we? Because I reckon that you're kind of probably beginning to be able to read this stuff. Any questions about any of that?
Is vidette goes quickly or something?
Means to see.
Say,
To see, yeah.
okay.
Videt, yeah, which is where we get video from. Oh, quoque. Who can remember quoque?
Almost.
Not almost, close. Also, yes, very good. So also is quoque. So the tonsor is also in the forum. Great, brilliant. Okay, well, I hope you find that you're beginning to get a little bit more confident reading this stuff. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to stop sharing that, and we're going to go to to have a look on the website, and we're going to look at the next part of the story, okay, which, as you can see, is a riveting story, and we're going to see where we go to with it. But if you feel so far so good and you're kind of getting it and following it and it's all pretty straightforward, just put your thumbs up or hands up, either electronically or really. Yes, good. Fantastic. Okay, so right, I just have to go into the right. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share the screen, and this is going back to our friends, the Cambridge Latin Course website. Okay, and can you see that on screen?
Yes.
Yep, great. Okay, so we're going to find out a little bit more about Pictor. So this is like what we're going to look at for the rest of this lesson. So if you just remember, you can look at this yourself by going onto the Cambridge website. You can see the site at the top there. If you haven't looked at it already, who has looked at it, by the way? Who has looked
Yes.
at it out lessons? Yeah, fantastic. So we're rattling through this at quite a pace, really, because this is only the third lesson and we're already on the third stage. So although the books have got more, to be honest, you don't really need everything that's in the book. That's more for teaching in schools and to embed it all. But I think we're going through pretty quickly. So third lesson means that we're getting through quite rapidly this first book, which means that if we follow this pace, by the end of 6 weeks, we should have finished the whole of book one, and then we can get on to book two, where it begins to get a little bit more difficult, a little bit more interesting, shall we say, even. So that's why I'm kind of rattling through this, just to make sure you've got the basics right and kind of get used to looking at Latin, and then we can really motor on from there. Okay, just to give you a sort of sense of where we could get to if we were. Let's absolutely hope that we're not going to be in this position in 6 months' time, but were we to be, we could absolutely be on to reading, you know, real live Latin literature, which is what I'm doing in my afternoon classes. We're looking at some real live Latin literature, unadulterated and unsimplified. So it's really possible to get there, but I'm going to hope that we're all back in the big wide world by then and lying on beaches and stuff like that instead. But we'll see. Anyway, here we go. Pictor. So we're going to find out a little bit more about the pictor, the painter, and I'm just going to read it through. This time, don't read it after me, just follow it as I'm reading it, okay? And then we will have a look. I don't think you can annotate this. No, I don't. Is that right? Or can you annotate? Don't think you can you? I can't anyway. Oh, you can. Oh, very good. Okay, great. Well, I can't clear it now. Ah, yes, I can annotate. Clear all drawings. Right, good. Oh, good. So if when we've read it through, I might ask you to annotate some things. Okay, so something. Right. So pictor ad vilam venit. By the way, V is pronounced W. Okay, did I say that before? Pictor ad vilam venit. Pictor est celer. Celer januam pulsat. Clemens pictorem non audit. Servus est in horto. Celer clamat. Canis celerem audit et latrat. Quintus canem audit. Quintus ad januam venit. Filius januam aperit. Celer quintum salutat et vilam intrat. Metella est in culina. Quintus matrem vocat. Metella atrium intrat. Pictor metellam salutat. Metella pictorem ad triclinium ducit. Celer in triclinio laborat. Celer picturam pingit. Magnus Leo est in pictura. Hercules quoque est in pictura. Leo Herculem ferociter petit. Hercules magnum fustem tenet. Et leonem verberat. Hercules est fortis. Facilium ad vilam revenit, et triclinium intrat. Facilius picturam intente spectat, et picturam laudat. Okay, so without actually translating it, would anybody like to share, either press the space button, speak, or write what you think was going on there? What was that all about?
The artist comes to the house and paints a picture of the family.
Excellent. So the artist comes to the house and paints a picture of the family. Any advances on that? Or any corrections for that? He paints a picture of Hercules and a lion. Yeah, absolutely, that's what it is. So he's painting a picture of Hercules and a lion. So like I said before, artists will go to houses and paint and decorate. So it's a bit like getting your local painter and decorator in, but instead of just slapping on a bit of magenta, they'd actually paint proper pictures. And this artist painted, they paint kind of murals on the wall. So that's what he would have done, painted a mural of Hercules and a lion. I don't know for sure whether that was a painting that was found in a house in Pompeii, but I wouldn't mind betting it was, because I think this course has tried to be quite accurate historically in terms of what they're writing about as much as possible. Okay, so now what we're going to do is this. We're going to do the same exercise before, where what I would like you to do is take a star or a heart or something, and I want you to put a mark against everything you can see on that page which you think is nominative or the subject of the sentence. The subject of the sentence. Yeah, pictor, very good. Pictor, yeah. Yeah, Keller, yeah. Clemens, very good. Keller, yeah, excellent. Quintus, yes. Not Kellerem. Quintus, yeah. Metella, very good. Keller, great. Quintus, fantastic. Magnus Leo, very good. Not Herculem at the end, but Hercules, yes. Great. So most of you are right there most of the time. So I'm going to clear that. Going to clear all that. Now this time, I want you to put a little star or something against all the ones which you think are accusative, or the object of the sentence. Willam, yes. Januam, yes. Pictorem, yes. Kellerem, yes. Canem, yes. Herculem, yes. Januam, yes. Triclidium, yes. And Atrium, Metellam, very good, fantastic. You're all absolutely spot on, correct, very good. So let me clear all of those and clear all drawings. And now I want you to, this is what you'll do. Even if you look at the most complicated piece of Latin, you do what you're just doing. If you're trying to decode it, you'd look for the nominative and then the accusative and then the verb, and that's your basic sentence structure. So now just a little, let me clear that heart away, just a little sign against all the verbs. Where are all the verbs? Yeah, venit, very good. Est, pulsat, salutat, clamat, vocat, intrat, ducit, intrat, apparit, salutat, laborat. Fantastic, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. All totally right. So I'm going to clear those. So basically what you've demonstrated is your ability to already just unpick a sentence in Latin. And of course, as Latin gets longer, sentences harder, sentences get longer. But if you just remember that basic thing right from the beginning, is think about where the nominative is, where's the verb, and where's the accusative. Not every sentence will have an accusative, but most will. And once you've decoded that, then everything else you just begin to slot it into place to understand it. Why is est not at the end of the sentence? Good question there, Dottie. Oxford, which is that, the answer is that, are you in Oxford, Dottie? Oxford? Yeah, okay, good. So the answer being that it's an exception to the rule, general rule, which is that verbs come at the end of the sentence. The verb to be sometimes does, but doesn't have to, okay? So actually, you could also say picto celer est, and it would make perfect sense, okay? But it doesn't always come at the end of the verb. That's why. So it could, or it doesn't have to. But most other verbs will tend to come at the end of the sentence. And the exception to that is that sometimes in poetry, they'll mix it around and put the word order in different places to try to emphasize a particular word, or just because it fits better with the rhythm, okay? But mostly in most sentences, the verb comes at the end. So here we go. Let's have a go at translating it together. So, pictor ad Willam venit. I think that's quite easy. Where's the picture? Where's the painter going? Going to the
House.
house. And the pictor est Keller. We know that. It's his name. Keller Januam pulsat. Who can work out what that means?
Keller knocks on the door.
Knocks on the door. Absolutely. So pulsat. What words in English come from that we can recognize?
Pulse.
Pulsate.
Pulse. Pulsate. Yeah, exactly. It's where it comes from. So pulso is to knock. Okay. Just drink my tea. Hold on.
Is it more like beat?
Yeah, beat. Yeah, beat at the door. So yeah, it's that kind of rhythmic knock, that kind of thing. Okay. Clemens pictorem non audit.
Clemens doesn't hear the painter.
Clemens doesn't hear the painter. So audit is to hear. Okay. So audio. He doesn't hear the painter. I used to, when I was very first used to teach many years ago, I used to, I can't remember down actually. I don't seem to be able to write on the, but this school where I used to teach, where they didn't even do Latin, but the motto was audio, video, disco, which is really, really appropriate for that school, really. Audio, video, disco. Literally, it meant I hear, audio, video, I see, I hear, I see. And what about disco? What do you think that is? Not I dance. No? Any
And
idea?
speak.
Not speak? No, that's deco. So good try. But disco with a SCO, it's I learn. Absolutely, yeah. Well done, Abby. So like discover. Okay. So
I mean, a discotheque is another word for a school.
sorry.
Does that mean discotheque should be another word for a school?
Should be, yeah. I think it's where a lot of people got their education from. A lot of us, but yeah, should be probably. So picture. I've just got to close this down. Okay, picture ad Wilam Wedit. Picture est kele Janowem pulsat. Okay, so picturum Clemens picturum non audit. Servus est in horto. Where's the servus?
In the garden.
In the garden. Okay, and kele clamat.
Clamours.
I'm sure we had that last time. Clamat. What's he doing, Kele?
Shout.
Shouting. Yes, he's shouting, like exclaiming. Canis celerem audit et latrat. So the
The dog
canis,
hears and barks.
he hears and barks. Absolutely. Quintus canem audit. I don't think we've come across Quintus yet, have we? He's the son of
He was writing.
Sorry.
He was writing, I think, in the first.
Oh, he was writing. Oh, yeah. He's the son. So Quintus here's the dog. Quintus ad Januam venit. Filius Januam apperit. So Quintus comes to the door. Okay, ad Januam venit. Then what does he do? Filius Januam apperit.
Opens the door.
Opens the door. Yeah, he opens the door. So apperit is to open. So he opens the door. And what words in English can you think of that come from that? Apperit.
Aperture.
Aperture, yeah, absolutely. Aperture, yeah. Even
Aperitif.
aperitif, yeah, aperitif. Because it's what you have to open up your meal, isn't it? You have a drink to open it. Yeah. Quelle quintum salutat et Wilam intrat. I think that's okay. Is everyone okay with that? Yeah, let's move on. So Metella, who I think we've met for the first time. Metella est in culina. Quintus matrem vocat. So from those two sentences, can you puzzle out who Metella is?
The mother.
The mother, okay. So Quintus matrem vocat, what's he doing, Quintus?
Talking
Talks to his mother.
Yep, calls his mother, okay. So voco is to call. And what words in English come from that?
Vocabulary.
Yeah, I suppose so. Vocabulary, voice, vocal, yeah. So all of that stuff is from vocat. Yeah. So Metella atrium intrat comes into the main sort of entrance hall. Pictor Metellam salutat. Metella. Right. Let's do this last sentence then. Metella pictorem ad triclinium ducit.
Metella leads the artist into the dining room.
Into the dining room, brilliant. So that's where he's going to go and paint. So Kella en triclinio laborat, but laborat is not the word for paint. What's it the word for?
Working.
Works. So he's working in the dining room, and he's picturam pingit.
Painting pictures.
Painting a picture. And what's on the picture? Magnus Leo est in pictura. Hercules quoque est in pictura. So what are the two things on the picture?
Leo.
Large
and
lion.
Hercules.
A large lion and Hercules. Okay, very good. And Leo Herculem verrociter petit. We haven't seen this word before. Petit.
Oh,
So what do you think that might?
Little.
Not little. No, that's petit. It's a false friend, or as they say in French, "Dedi un faux ami." So it's not. It's
Oui,
not,
oui.
oui, oui.
Is it a tax?
Close, yeah, close. It means looks for, seeks out. Okay, it's where we get the word petition from. So he seeks out the lion seeks out Hercules, and how is he doing it? Verrociter is an adverb.
Ferociously.
Ferociously, absolutely. So I think I said before that most adverbs in Latin finish with er, end in er. Okay, so that's what we can tell. Why we can tell they're an adverb. Brilliant. So Hercules magrum fustem tenet et leonem verberat. So our sentences, you'll notice, getting a tiny bit longer. Not that long yet, but they're beginning to get a bit longer. What's that all about? What's Hercules doing?
Shaking his fist.
Close. Fustem is not fist, but very close.
Is it a club?
A club, yeah. So he's tenet, a club. Holding, yes, holding a club. And werbrat, the leonem. Werbrat, what do you do with a club?
Waving.
Not waving,
Threatening.
not threatening. A bit more violent than that.
Beats.
Beating, yes. Beating, werbrat. So that's, I'm sure we can think of a word that comes from werbrat.
Reverberation.
Reverberation, absolutely, is where it comes from. So reverberation literally means like repeated beats, doesn't it? Reverberate. So that's where it comes from. And Hercules is fortis. He's
Strong.
brave. Yeah, brave. Okay, very good. So let's move on. Caecilius ad Vilam, Caecilius ad Vilam revenit et triclinium intrat. So I think that's pretty straightforward. Revenit means
Returns, comes back.
comes back, yeah. Caecilius pictoram intente spectat et pictoram laudat. So what's Caecilius doing? He comes back to the house, goes into the dining room, because obviously he's been doing business, or he's been negotium agit in the foro, and he comes home, goes into the dining room, and
Looks at the picture.
looks at the picture. How's he looking at the picture?
Intently.
Intensely.
And what's he do? He
Does
pictoram
laud out mean sort of to praise?
for praise, absolutely. So he's praising the picture. Praises the picture. Very good. So I think you're kind of on top of this, aren't you? It looks like you're doing pretty well. So I'm going to just stop sharing for 1 second, unless I can. Yeah, no, I can't. No, you can see that still, can't you? So this is going back to book 3, stage 3, Negotium. So if you remember the classes, if you remember the website, this is the Cambridge Latin course website. Okay, we're in book 1, and if you go into book 1, you can see that there are these 12 different stages. We've had a look at story 1 and story 2, so inforo and pictor. What I would like to encourage you to do is to read for yourself in your own time the next 2 stories. Okay, so the tonsor, all about the hairdresser, and the Winalicius, all about the slave dealer. Okay, so there are 2 other stories which you can look at in your own time. So a lot of the language we'll have seen. I don't think there's any new grammar, but there will be new vocabulary. But if you click, just to give you a little heads up there, if you click, let's say, on a word that you haven't seen, let's say we haven't seen the word senex. Anybody know what senex means?
Is it an old man?
An old man, very good. If you didn't know that, you can just click on it and it will tell you what an old man is, that it's an old man. Okay, so have a look through those 2 stories. We won't do it together because I think it's quite nice for you to puzzle it out for yourself. So, and then if you've got any questions next time, then you can ask away, okay? Because what I would like us to do next time is get us into stage 4. Okay, so we're making good progress. So as well as looking at tonsor and Winalicius, if you've got time on your hands, who's got time in their hands at the moment?
Maybe.
Yeah. So if you have got time in your hands, then and you haven't been zoomed out as I was yesterday. I was literally zoomed out yesterday. Then have a look at those 2, tonsor and Winalicius, and it's a good opportunity to really embed all the stuff we've been doing. You can test your vocab. You can have a look at a few different exercises. Like, for example, you can have a look at practicing the language, filling in words. So something like that. You can check, and what you could also do is you can have a little look, read up about Pompeii and have a look at wall paintings. That's quite interesting. And they've got lots of links to different websites if you're interested in all of that stuff, and have a look. If you're really interested in Pompeii and you're able to get hold of it, I thoroughly recommend Mary Beard. She did a TV series, BBC series called Pompeii last year or a couple of years ago. Thoroughly recommend it if it's on iPlayer. And also she wrote a book called Pompeii, which is just brilliant as well. So, you know, if you're interested in finding out more about Pompeii, that's where I'd lead you. But there's lots of links, as I say, on the website that can take you. If you do a Latin GCSE, then as well as having language, they also there's also a paper on Roman history as well, and they tend to have a paper on Pompeii as well as Roman Britain. So so that's why they tend to teach it as well here. Okay, so next time we will have a look at Inforo, and that will give us a chance to learn a little bit more on the grammar front, a little bit more stuff. And yes, what did you say? Funny that senile and juvenile are both insults now. That's true. Yeah, that's true. You don't know what the Latin for old lady is, do you? Anus, A-N-U-S. Yeah, Up Pompeii is very good. I'd also recommend Plebs. If you haven't seen Plebs, it's a comedy. My son loves that. It's a comedy all about ancient Rome, and I think it's actually set in Pompeii, and that's quite funny. And yeah, Up Pompeii, and I'm sure we can all think of loads of others as well. So what else have we written down? Highly accurate depiction of life in ancient times. Yes, exactly. Yes, Up Pompeii is. What's Chelmsford 1, 2, 3? Don't know that. Anyway, has that been useful today? Yeah? And do you feel you're making progress? Let's hear a couple of words from a couple of people, or some people, if you want to speak. Do you feel you're learning stuff?
I've been trying to look for Latin inscriptions and stuff, and trying to translate them.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, as we get through the course, there's more. You know, there's actually a bit where we look at inscriptions and begin to decode them. So, you know, once you've got a little bit more vocab, you'll be able to start doing that. So that'll be really cool. And once we're all set free, go to Bath, and in Bath there's loads of inscriptions in the Roman baths which you can have a look at and unpick. So that's quite good to do. Yeah. Anybody else? Any more thoughts from today?
I was going to say, I'm definitely learning stuff, but I can see that I'm going to have to try and prioritize coming to these classes and not go, oh, I'll catch up on the video afterwards, because
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Obviously, the videos are going to be there. I mean, apparently, people. My friend in Norway. Hello, Ellen, if you're still watching. But she's been watching them from Norway, which is nice. So yeah, I'm going to post them because it's easy to post them. On YouTube, so have a look at that. But honestly, the more you put into it now, the more you really get the basics right, which is what this course is quite well designed to get you the basics in place, and then afterwards you'll be able to just motor, and we'll be able to go really fast up towards reading slightly more complicated Latin, because it is obviously quite easy at the moment, but you've obviously got to just get to know the basics, understand how a sentence works, and learn some vocab really. So hopefully you're finding that's working for you. The other thing you can do, as well as looking at inscriptions, is look at English. Honestly, look at English words and see if you can work out which English words come from Latin, because it's more than you might think. Something like 67% is what I read, is that 67% of words in English come from Latin. So see if you can have a look at that, and what learning Latin should be able to do is to help you to understand English better, and to the sense of understanding where things come from. So that's a good thing to do too. Okay, dokes. Well, look, have a lovely day. If anyone wants to eavesdrop on the or just come in actually even on the literature class this afternoon, feel free. They're all really good in that class. They've all done A level, so they're all advanced. So they keep me on my toes. But do feel free to drop in if you want to. And otherwise, I shall see you on Tuesday. Do send me any messages if if you've got any questions, you know, just use Facebook, just send me a message or whatever. And I shall see you again next week. Bye-bye. End meeting. Bye.